Welcome. This is Joshua Benoist in Autodesk Product Support, and this is video 3. We're talking about a butt welded elbow fitting, and this is the customer's issue. After changing the Allow Custom Size Part flag on the short radius butt welded elbow, the resulting custom angle, when it's other than 90 degrees, appears incorrectly. So let's go look at where we are. Where I left off in the last video, we had just made these dimensions visible. These are the dimensions that govern the geometry of this part. So this right here is the path A1, which is the angle of this. It controls whether this is a 90-degree elbow or a 45-degree elbow. Under geometry here, there's an arc which is invisible, so let's make it visible by right-clicking and clicking on visible. So here we can see this arc, and this arc is basically just a path, and we're extruding one of these circle profiles up here along this path, which makes our fitting. So when this dimension changes to, say, 45 degrees, this arc is no longer a 90-degree arc, it's a 45-degree arc, and so our extrusion only comes out 45 degrees. Well, there's something here that controls the length of... Notice that this line here comes down to the center point of that arc, and this end point of the arc comes out to this dimension. Now, this fitting has a little flange on it here, little straight segment. So these dimensions have to account for this extra little distance here. Basically, the radius of this guy is this dimension minus this dimension. Length A4 minus length A2, I believe. So currently this length A2 is set to 0.25, and that's just purely in our model here. It has nothing to do with our actual size parameters down below. So really the radius of this currently in our little model here is 1.25 inches, or 1.25. So what we need to do is come down to our size parameters. So now we know what's controlling the radius of that arc. It's length A4 and A5 are going to be equal to each other. Length A2 is always going to be 1/4 inch. And I imagine it's that way for a short radius elbow also. It's just the straight flange on the end. It's the radius that changes, so that would be length A4. So we need to figure out what length A4 values match up on a short radius to a like 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, so on. We need to go back and get those values. Let's close out here. We're going to save this long radius elbow and close out. And we're going to go back into Content Builder and click on short radius elbow. Steel butt weld short radius, and we're going to have to look at how this guy's constructed. So I'm going to open up his size parameters. Length A2 must be the flange, as well as length A3. So I'm going to wager that this length A1 is the short radius radiuses. So for 0.5, for a 1 inch, it's 3/4. 1 1/4, it's 1 inch. We need to write these down for every size over here. We're going to transfer those back to the long radius elbow. Put those values back in. I think we can do that here. Keep on going down.